Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Now Experts Time channel. In this channel, we discussed various topics with respect to ServiceNow side, best practices, solutions, standards, shortcuts, etc. So when you have a time, you just refer those videos. May it'll help for your real business landscape. In today's session, we are going to talk about the global problem statement that is called CMDB maturity. Every business, this is a common problem. I am unable to maintain my CMDB maturity. My CIs are not enriched. Still, I have a duplicate CI. Still, I have a stale CI. My CMDB maturity score is not showing greater than 90%, something like that. So these are all the global problem statement. How we are going to handle, what type of approaches we need to take from our side to handle this scenario. Those items we are going to talk in upcoming sessions. So when you talk about the CMDB maturity, I had a very good experience in this part. I put my thought process, I put my approaches in the various customer. It was well established and successfully I achieved the target state. I'm going to highlight the same point to you guys. May that will help you. When you talk about this CMDB maturity approaches, mainly I focus these four component in the CMDB maturity. One is as is assessment, second is recommended and required fields, and third one is data manager and governance, fourth one is workspace CMDB discovery and service mapping. So when you talk about this as is assessment, so as is assessment, something that is already available in the system. In the system, as a technician, we need to do that assessment. For example, you have a n number of locations are there, that location is having a duplications. So uh, United Kingdom, this name United Space Kingdom, that is one location name. Another location name United Kingdom without space. So this location name is the same, but the spaces is different or underscore we added. So those type of foundational data related issues normally we will face in our business landscape. That is foundational data related item. Second, the user presence. User is not part of one group or user is inactive. So those type of areas also we need to focus, because that is another foundation data. Why I specifically highlight this location and user information is there is a dependency with your CI. Who is the owner of the CI? This CI is present in which location? So those area it can be answered via these components. So that item we need to identify it. So when you talk about this assess assessment, findings, issues and recommendations, plan and roadmap, we need to prepare it. So it's like a 1 week or a 2 week effort. It depends the platform. So minimum 1 to 2 weeks it is required here. So you take that duration and open your instance, go to each and every tables like a CMDB CI table, CMDB server table, asset table, and product model table. So you go on each and every table, you just check how many custom fields are created, that custom fields are used or not, are we override the uh, out of box fields or not, or some fields it's having a null value but it is important field to maintain our business. So those type of assessment you need to do it. That assessment you need to categorize under findings, issues and recommendations. So this finding, issues and recommendation, normally I call it as a FIR report. This FIR report to list down what are all the problems currently available. So if your FIR report is ready, then you can prepare a plan. How many days it will take to achieve it, to resolve it. In what basis? Is it a big bang approach or a staggered approach we are going? For example, you having a 10 million CIs or 5 million CIs, you cannot implement this solution in one shot. So you need to go for a class by class. So I'm just taking a server class and associated server child class. I'm focusing that is a priority one, and I am taking a 4 weeks timeline or a 3 weeks timeline, something like that, to resolve this duplicate stale CIs and other findings from our assessment area. So that approach you need to go at. So class by class it is a safety for you, because I normally follow, when you go for a normal assessment and normal implementation to improve your CMDB, if you have more than 1 million 2 million CIs. So it depends, but as is assessment means open each and every table, what is the problems are there, you list down that problem. That problem you are finding as a finding, or if you feel it is an issue means issue, in the recommendation you are recommending you need to change this to that, those categorization is required in that report. So this is very simple. What is a major dependency here is, the major dependency is technician with proper skill to assess the instance. That is a first prerequisite to prepare a FIR report. Second, recommended and required fields. What is the prerequisite here is instance access with admin credential, and who is performing to do assess this information, that person should have the skill, two items. So person with skill plus instance access with admin rights. So that person should go for each class, the each class owner we are having, CI owner it is there or not, and certify the CI is a valid CI, attest this CI is a valid CI. So those area we need a skill. We just go and see the detail in the instance one by one, may that will help you. Next, data manager. This is specifically for a governance aspect, because most of the CMDB issues it is coming based on your governance problem. If you are not properly governing, then duplicate issues, your maturity score is less, so those type of problem it is coming as usual. So your daily housekeeping work, it is always giving a healthy CMDB platform in your landscape. So how to maintain this governance is, ServiceNow side they already provide a configuration as a solution component, that is called attestation policy, certify policy, delete policy, and retire policy. What it mean, if you it's just a configuration, that's all, no need to write any code. Capability are there, use the capability, do the configuration, and daily basis you monitor what type of tasks are created. So if you configure this policy, what is output is, it will generate the task. Based on the task, this task needs to be assigned to X person, Y person, that person will take a responsibility to resolve that problem. So it's typical task creation and assign the task to the appropriate person, that person will take a responsibility to resolve that problem from the CMDB or CI. That is a major component. It was already discussed in our channel, so please refer this attestation policy, certify policy, retire policy, etc. So may that will give you more clarity. And fourth one is, here what it is required is 2 3 4, we need an instance with admin credential, that's all, and the person with the skill. First one same, major dependency is person with skill, with the skilled person only can identify these information plus admin rights. So this is a prerequisite to run this four component. Next, fourth one is, it's ready-made item. Service now already identified some informations, right? Those informations it is available in particular location, that is called workspace. So CMDB side, CMDB workspace, discovery side, discovery workspace, service mapping side, service mapping workspace is there. You just go there and try to understand what is the problem. It's clearly indicate that information. So first component I cannot give because it's based on the experience, but the second component I can explain it. For example, if we talk about the recommended and required field, if you go here, so this recommended and required field, where we can go here is, if you go to your left navigation pan from your home page and type class manager here. In this class manager, CI class manager is there, just click it and open it. In this class manager we have a n number of classes are associated here. So mostly we are giving a first priority is our server class, because it's IP based discovery. So how the CMDB is maintained is, there are four sources. One is discovery, second one is your service mapping, third one is your integrations, and fourth one is a manual feeding of the data. So discovery, service mapping, uh, integrations, and manually feeding the data. So these four items, it is helping to maintain your CMDB data accurately. But if you follow a good practices in this four section, then your CMDB is always having a good health score. So if I go to the class manager, in this class manager, for example, I am talking as a server. So if I talk to the server, I just go to the server class table from here. I just click it, I open it. If you go in this health, in this health inclusion rule, there is an option you can see recommended field and required field here, recommended and required. So recommended field where we had configured as, if you go to the completeness, here it will show the recommended fields. So first it will show the all fields from your table, which field it is required for your business, it should not null. Those field you need to drag and drop from left to right side, that's all. So this is a simple configuration for the recommended field. Then what it mean by required field is, required field is pretty straightforward. So if you go to your CMDB CI table, the mandate field, normally how you will do it, either you can do via your UI policy, or either you directly go to your system dictionary of that field and change this field is mandate. Either one way you will do it. Some area you will do a client script, something like that. But mostly I would recommend for the required field, that means in the system dictionary change, but you need to be very careful. The reason is, when you change this field as a mandate field, the person directly go and open that form, and if they are updating that time, that field is mandate. Otherwise when the discovery data it is coming from your third party system infra system to your service now, so that time it should not be a mandatory part. Better you can try to enable this data policy. So you have a three option: UI policy and system dictionary. These two item, when you do a manual data update, specifically for non-discoverable attribute side, it will help you. But when you go for automation aspect or integration aspect, that means service now is integrated with your infra system, and infra system is sending the data means, so that time you need to do your data policy, or in your import set table or robust transform map, that area you make those fields are mandate. So this is the only way we can do it. But here what it is representing is, it is representing this required field, the star mark via your sys underscore dictionary. So this is what it is representing. I hope this is clear. So you just recommended and required field, you can take it from here itself. And the next thing is your class owners. So if you go to this basic information, there is a informations are available. Just give me a minute, I'll go there. There is a managed group options are there. So here you can select that managed by group. Where is that? Missed it. Okay, 1 minute. I just go this class info itself. Yes, here managed by group. So this managed by group field is pretty much important to run your governance aspect successfully. So how to do that configuration? How you select it? You just go to this class manager, talk to your business, agree which group is going to take. So this class owner and the CI owner certify policy, what it is representing is, so class owner we just mentioned that managed by group, you just take it as a class owner. That means group is a class owner here. So using that group, they will monitor, they will govern that information, whether the CI is right direction or not right direction, they will take a responsibility. And CI owner, if you go to your CMDB CI table itself, there is a field called owned by field. So that owned by field, it is representing who is owning this CIs. So that person is responsible to maintain this item. Next is a certify policy. This certify policy, whether the CI is having a right data or not, that certification it is mentioning. So this certify policy, it is derived based on your data manager governance, that is called attestation certified delete and retire policy. So if you go to your system, anyway this item we discussed a lot in other videos also, but you just take, I just give the high level glimpse here. If you go to your CMDB workspace, there is an option called data manager here. So in this data manager, if you click what are the policy we just highlighted there, those policies it is available, you just select it and you just configure it. So click create a new policies and just create a policy. I just open some existing policy. So this, there is a policy type available there. In this policy type, which policy you are preferring, that policy you can configure here. That means your attestation policy, certify policy, etc., you can define it here. So if you come down here, CMDB policy is there, certify policy, retire policy, everything it is available. Just open this field, configure that information, and you can see the magic via some tasks. So currently I'm in a personal instance, I don't have any major tasks here because I completely deactivated. So if you configure this information from your system, it'll finally it'll ask to run the schedule jobs. That run the schedule jobs, it's a every daily basis or a weekly basis you can configure it. Based on the schedule jobs, it will run and it will create the task, and the task it will be assigned to the appropriate queue. Like this is a managed by group. This managed by group we discussed in the class manager. So what managed by group name it is showing, those all tasks will be assigned to that group. That person will do the further activity to resolve those problems. This is a major important part in your section, specifically for your data governance part. If your data governance part is clear, that recommended and required field and certify policy, it will be automatically happen via component number 3. Next, component number 4, workspace point of view. That means platform itself, they are going to provide a ready-made identifications. That means what is a problem available in the system. If you go to this workspaces, then it will display automatically. These are all the problems currently available. So system is ready-made manner identified and it's showcasing the information in this workspace area. For example, if you go to CMDB workspace, I'm in a CMDB workspace here. If you go home, here it will show the important actions, right? So currently I'm in the PDI instance, so again I don't have any major CIs here. So there is no duplicate CIs, orphan CIs, stale CIs. Those orphan CIs, stale CIs, all informations will be displayed here. If you see that in your business instance, just click it, it will route it to the appropriate label list to you, and you can try to understand what all the problems are available. Mainly sorry, mainly deduplication tasks, stale CI, orphan CI, and duplicate CI. Those information will be displayed in the front end here. Just click it, open it, and read it, and take appropriate action and close that appropriate task. So this is a way normally we are considering as a CMDB workspace related data identification. This is one approach. And the second item is, if you go to insights, here CMDB feature adoption. So there are three sections they are highlighting in the out of box scenario: data injection, data governance, and the search and analytics. So data governance, mainly this item we already discussed, like that policy what we are talking, those items we are talking here as well. So they put a component CI used in data manager policies and the CI used in data attestation. So these are all representing again the same point from the data manager view. So if you configure this data governance, somewhat it will be managed. The overall health score also you can see more than 70, more than 80%. If you're regularly monitoring, regularly closing the task, then you can see the real improvement in the landscape. Next, if you go to the data injection, CI processed by IRE. For example, you have a multi-source CMDB. That multi-source CMDB, which one it needs to be updated. For example, X is one source, Y is one source. X side is having bringing 10 values, 10 attributes. Y side it is bringing a 5 attributes. So this 10 and 5 may be different attributes, or 10 and 5 it may be a same attribute. How to I can instruct the system? You allow X data source data first, after that Y data source. That type of mechanism we are configuring in our IRE, identification reconciliation. But anyway, in next session we will discuss what is that, what are the configuration area we need to focus. So that I will explain into the next session. So if you come to this area, this is pretty straightforward. What are all the items they are thinking, these are all the things important, those items are there. If you just click it, open it, and follow the steps one by one, And meanwhile, what are the plugins, what are all the graph connectors, those things also we need to focus, right? So that area, adoption progress side, they are highlighting these are the plugin you need to install it. So you just click it and install it one by one, and based on that you need to leverage this functionality for your business landscape. This is also pretty straightforward. Search and analytics, it is representing like a query builder. So if you want to see the relationship between the two CIs, how to identify is then ServiceNow is providing that capability called query builder. So to enable that relationship or to identify this relationship, this mainly query builder is using. Next, intelligent search, though this is part of your AI related component. So what it is representing is, if you want to search some information with respect to your CMDB CA aspect, this area it will help you. You just click it, it will instruct that information, where to go, what I need to do the configuration. So everything it will be available. So the overall thing is, all capability inside the system it is available. You need to go, click, explore and configure which is required for your business landscape, that's all. So these things if you follow daily manner, housekeeping manner, then it will give a very good improvement in your CMDB part. Next is CMDB health dashboard. When you talk about the CMDB health dashboard, there is a three jobs: completeness job, correctness job and compliance job. Three jobs are there. Those three jobs are active, it is running successfully. So what is that job? So those things also you can get it from here. So if you click this dashboard, then it will show the 3C report, you can see it. But whether the 3C report is running successfully or not, based on your scheduled jobs only it will do. So you just click it and you can enable it and see the difference. And this is a typical plugin installation. So this plugin, what it will do is the foundation data related, how you have a maturity, where you have a problem, so those type of clarity it will give. So based on the clarity, it is allowing where you need to change. So you just click like a dashboard and it will route it to the appropriate page, and it's supporting to resolve that issue. So the major component is one, you need a skill and administrator access. 2 3 4, you need a skill is a secondary. Next is the system it's having a admin privilege, that is a primary here, because these items already available in the system. You need to go to that appropriate location and try to explore or try to configure something and finally to resolve your problem. So this is a way you need to improve the CMDB maturity. And this CMDB maturity, it is not a one day effort, it's not a one day task. You need to focus day to day basis. Mainly you focus for a governance aspect, this attestation, certified, delete and retire policy first, because this will help you to create the task and assign it to the appropriate person. If the task is assigned to the appropriate person, then you can easily ask why it is not resolved, this much of task, why it is not focused this task. This task was created past 1 month or 1 week, why it is not focused? So these type of valid questions you can ask and try to resolve those problems. So this four component if you follow, definitely your CMDB maturity, it will come what you are expecting. Again I am saying, this is not one day activity, day to day activity. You need to perform this housekeeping activity, everything is working fine. So here this people and technology is important. So wherever you go, people, process, technology is a major component. So in CMDB aspect, process is definitely required. Anyway, we are going to follow the CMDB out of box process only. So there is no major change in our CMDB process. But in the people aspect, the persona aspect, we need to play an important role. So CMDB manager, CMDB CI owner, next CMDB process owner. So four roles, CI analyst. So these are all the four roles, it's playing an important role. Identify that person and assign that role to that person and focus that person to follow these type of steps. Definitely you can see the results in the landscape. I hope this session it helped you. So wait for another session. What configuration area we need to focus to improve the CMDB maturity, that item we will discuss in the next session. Thank you so much for your time. Good day and goodbye.